My friends, this is huge for Internet Computer Protocol. This is the future. I see that the price could easily go well into the thousands, and somehow I have not emphasized this very much in my previous presentations, so I'm going to lead with it this time. This is the potential of Internet Computer, and there's absolutely nothing else like it in crypto. In fact, you should probably stop thinking of Internet Computer as a crypto at all, and start thinking of it instead as a new way to build the entire internet. That is what this can really do. When you are just looking through all these cryptos, you guys are getting wrecked by confirmation bias and speculation and terrible information. Meanwhile, Internet Computer is an entirely new way to build the whole internet. That is a huge deal. How huge of a deal is that? Amazon Web Services is valued at $1.3 trillion today. That's more than Bitcoin plus Ethereum plus probably most all the top 10 altcoins, if not all crypto combined. And the largest single provider or place where people are building the internet is on Amazon Web Services, with the collective market cap in the trillions of dollars when you throw in hundreds of billions for things like Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, Cloudflare. If ICP goes into the thousands with the current supply of 508 million, it will still be valued at less than half of Amazon Web Services and just a bit more than some of Amazon Web Services competitors. So the question you'd want to ask is, well, why would you build somewhere besides Amazon Web Services? And this is the huge value proposition Internet Computer Protocol has that is a point of focus. It's simplicity, where you can build on one infrastructure that can do everything, and where you don't need firewalls, where you don't have to have a team of IT personnel to protect your centralized infrastructure. And everything that's building on crypto is, the way I see it, going to build on ICP in the future, because crypto is especially vulnerable to things like hacks and exploits. And by building on ICP, you can eliminate the need for a lot of these. And also centralization. You might not think it's a big deal to build on Amazon Web Services or not where you are, but what if you're in a country that is concerned about getting spied on or censored by having all of its data sitting there on Amazon Web Services? Internet Computer Protocol is the only option to build on in that case, which is huge. Companies can save billions of dollars by moving to ICP, and developers can build without these centralized points of failure. This, to me, is as long as it keeps working, a guaranteed $1 trillion market cap, which is over 500x from where it's at today. It's the best thing by far anywhere in crypto, and almost every argument against it is ridiculous. I watched a video of somebody today saying that some other dumb coin, which has almost no value to the world at all, but it has a green chart, they're saying, well, the insiders got all these allocations in ICP, and therefore I don't like it because my dumb coin, it was a fair launch. First of all, no, it wasn't. If nobody knows about a proof of work crypto and people are sitting there mining it, it's not a fair launch. The insiders mined like all of it to begin with. But the person in the video also completely disregarded what they can do. Nothing else in crypto does this. And the way I see things going, Ethereum and Bitcoin will both rely on Internet Computer Protocol to scale. Because as long as you're building your Ethereum and Bitcoin apps on Amazon Web Services, you can't help but be running into these hacks and always having the potential that your app could get completely shut down if Amazon Web Services decides they don't want to host Ethereum or Bitcoin apps anymore, or if some fake stories put out there that then leads to your app getting shut down. If you build on internet computer, you can't have your app shut down. At least technically you could if the voters on internet computer voted to remove your canister or something, but then you could just build it on there. And how likely is that to happen? I mean, you'd have to be building something pretty shocking and awful. It's not the kind, it would be much more difficult for your app to be taken off of internet computer, and it would have to be voted on and transparently done by the community in front of everybody, instead of shut down in a back room somewhere with somebody that has a kill switch. And the bigger internet computer gets, the more it will be harder to kind of look after individual apps. So I see that internet computer protocol is the ideal infrastructure for the internet going forward. And the internet computer protocol, from everything I see, will wreck $1,000. It will destroy the price of $1,000 one day. And I will take great joy in all of you who think that's ridiculous being wrong. Although I'd rather you have a chance to be right and stake some internet computer protocol and become a millionaire, instead of just going around complaining and fudding and not having done your research, and then you're broke, while my internet computer protocol I have today makes me a multi-millionaire. I'd rather you be wealthy. I'd like to have a world full of wealthy people. Crypto is filled with a bunch of garbage information from broke people trying to rip you off. And there's very few of us that actually have been in this a long time and actually care about you and have thoroughly done our own research. And if you've thoroughly done your own research, you've found internet computer at this point, it's in the top 50. Every crypto YouTuber with any kind of credibility should have thoroughly researched the top 50, and to ensure protection against confirmation bias, have bought most of the cryptos in the top 50. At least a little bit of it. That way you kick in confirmation bias. So that's what's nuts, though, is this is just one specific angle for internet computer protocol. It's just one particular angle because there's so much more it can do. It's the only true Web3 protocol offering this alternative infrastructure. There's no competition. There's nothing that can even catch up with it. This has taken one of the most talented teams in crypto to get this thing built. You can't just copy it and launch your own version overnight. It is so far ahead that, like Ethereum, nothing's going to be able to catch it for quite a while unless something hugely better. Ricardo asks a good question. Don't you think Dfinity would have more power than big tech has on the current internet? How much more power could big tech have on the current internet? Unlike with Dfinity, Dfinity has to vote on things that you can see out in the open what they're doing. You have no idea the name of the person who actually makes the decisions and kills off things like apps and websites they don't like. You don't even know the name or where to look or have any kind of opinion. Now, yes, Internet Computer Protocol is very early. Dfinity has a lot of voting power, but if they use that voting power, they have to use it out in the open where everybody can see it and everybody can talk about it. And people complain and go nuts if they vote in ways that people don't like. Whereas the current big tech infrastructure, there's no accountability, there's no transparency, and that means you have no idea who's making the decisions, and you have no say at all. With the voting system, everybody who holds ICP can have a vote on it, and in theory, in the future, the voting will be decentralized enough that Dfinity cannot single-handedly decide which things get passed and which things don't pass. Now, according to the Explorer, they only have 20 or 30% of the voting power right now. However, it seems, because I've thoroughly looked at this, in some areas like the code that are critical, they appear to have a supermajority vote with that. But that would take a lot of research for most people to even figure out. And the bigger this gets, the more other people participate, and the more Dfinity continues building this and decentralizing it, then in the future, we easily could see that they do not have the ability to just decide on which way things go by themselves without other people voting on it. The fact is, this is a huge improvement over the way big tech currently runs the internet, with no accountability and with spying, with using data against you in ways you don't even know about. Internet Computer Protocol stops most of the abuses that happen on the existing internet infrastructure, including monetizing all this data about you. With most crypto projects relying on things like Amazon Web Services and other cloud providers to host, all these other cryptos have almost no real decentralization. If you're using an Ethereum app that's hosted on layer 2 and all the stuff's on Amazon, you have multiple layers of centralization you're going through. Multiple fail points where one or two people control everything. Many of these Ethereum layer 2s, the way they set the apps up, the developers have access to everybody's funds. If it's non-custodial, where you as the user don't have it, then I stopped using one of these garbage Ethereum layer 2 social media apps, because the developers have access to everybody's Ethereum. Disgusting. I mean, it's shocking that I didn't look at that before I started using the app, and that everybody who promoted it didn't consider that. That we're just going to give millions and millions of dollars in Ethereum. We're not even going to have access to it. The developers have everything. If they are dishonest or if they get hacked, we lose everything. On Internet Computer, it is built so that it runs on an automated governance system. And if Dfinity wants to execute their power, everybody can see what they're doing and it's accountable. I see that in the future, most new crypto apps at some point are going to build on Internet Computer. And what we're seeing now is partnerships where, for example, Discover is bringing in Solana to their platform on Internet Computer. So everybody who's using Solana, who wants to use a decentralized social media platform with their Solana wallet, will be interacting with an application that's hosted on Internet Computer. And that is huge. That is huge. And I mean, just here, I'm going to run through this presentation and I'll show you some data here that you really, when you put all these things together, there's nothing that has a fraction of the excitement and potential that Internet Computer does. And where most people get stuck is the price, and some people who decided to try and kill Internet Computer, who were criminals, intentionally manipulated the price. ICP is the only crypto ready for mass adoption. And if you want to talk mass adoption, look at the things that have mass adoption. Amazon Web Services has mass adoption. You almost certainly use some form of the internet on Amazon Web Services almost every day. And if not Amazon, it's Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, or one of the other providers. I see in the future, Internet Computer is going to be one of those big hosting providers. And it's ready because there's no gas fee. No gas fee paid by users. And you have to burn ICP to pay for the transactions. Plus, if you want yield, you can stake ICP and earn 16%. And you can get the value capture out of building this new internet. Whereas if you're too late to get the value of Amazon Web Services. Unless you bought Amazon stock 20 years ago, you're too late to get that. You're too late to capture most of the value that's out there, which is why you've got to be in a place that's going to grow. I'm very good at spotting things that are massive innovation and then watching them grow. Now, naturally, this is educational material based on my own research. And what most of you are not doing, most of you are not doing your own research. Watching even a video like this is not doing your own research. Going and actually using Internet Computer and comparing it to a bunch of other cryptos and looking at the data, that's doing your own research. And that's what I've done. What's shocking is how many crypto content creators have not done their own research. I can see it. there's a very few amount of crypto content creators relative to the total who really know what they're doing and what they're talking about and have experience. And even some of them are screwed up on internet computer. Some of them won't even look it up. Some of them will not even do this. They literally will not go click and look at this data right here. Here it is. You're comparing Solana and Internet Computer. Internet Computer is an exponential leap ahead of Solana. The transactions are about the same as Solana. Unlike Solana, Internet Computer is transacting huge amounts of data. It is serving web, doing computation, storing terabytes of data on-chain 60,000 times cheaper than Solana, processing the equivalent of hundreds of thousands of Ethereum transactions a second. Infinite capability to scale. You just need to keep adding nodes and subnets, and this thing will scale to, in theory, as big as Amazon Web Services. We just have seen the highest amount of cycles burned. That means when applications are using data and processing on Internet Computer, we just saw the highest burn in cycles that we've seen in the last year. The transactions are trending up as more and more people use Internet Computer. The growth on this is outstanding. There are hundreds of thousands of new canisters that have been spun up. The data is undeniable here, unless you have your freaking eyes closed. And many people do. They just shut their eyes and pitch their bags. Well, I'm holding this, so I'm just going to pitch it over and over. I did a lot of research before committing to consistently creating Internet Computer content. I get nothing. I get nothing from Internet Computer Protocol to tell you this. And if I ever do, it will be stated clearly with the disclaimer on the video and repeatedly in the video. They don't give me anything to talk about it. And even thinking that is a reflection of how dishonest the crypto space is, where you do have lots of influencers getting slipped money on the down low. Somebody just asked me today if I'd talk about a certain coin, and I ignored their message. You're not going to pay me to talk about a certain crypto. Either I want to do it because it's good information and it's needed, or otherwise I'm not going to talk about it. There is nothing I've found better than Internet Computer, and I've looked and I've looked. I've reviewed hundreds of cryptocurrencies just this year alone, and I've been in crypto since 2000. That's just video reviews I've done. That does not count all the ones I've looked at. I've done hundreds of video reviews of different currencies. There probably are only 5 or 10 people in the entire world, potentially, that have done more video reviews of different currencies than I have. It's possible that no one has done honest reviews of as many different currencies on video as I have this year. And I've bought most of the cryptos in the top 50 so that I could overcome confirmation bias. You can't believe how bad confirmation bias is in crypto. Confirmation bias means once you have it, then you close your eyes to any reason you shouldn't have it. You close your eyes to better opportunities, and all you do is constantly seek validation that what you have is right. Which I know some of you think that I'm just doing confirmation bias with my Internet Computer. I made sure to avoid that trap by buying a bunch of different cryptos in the top 50, researching and buying a bunch of other cryptos, researching hundreds of cryptos, listening and watching thousands and thousands of comments on my live stream and in my Discord server. My Discord server is available at jerrybanfield.com, and listening to a bunch of you in one-on-one calls talk to me and ask me questions. Through all of that, I found an outlier. I found one crypto that's not like the others, and it's Internet Computer Protocol. And I have intended to make that very clear repeatedly so that you don't have to miss out on it. You probably missed Bitcoin in 2014. I didn't. You probably missed Ethereum in 2016. I was there. I was buying it. And I'm here buying Internet Computer at all-time lows as well. And I saw Bitcoin could be huge. I didn't have the patience to make millions off of it, although I did make tens of thousands in Bitcoin, hundreds of thousands in altcoins that I rolled my Bitcoin into. I saw Ethereum at $9 and was buying a bunch of it. I didn't have the patience to see it through. And I impulsively just dumped my Ethereum at like a 50% profit one day and rolled it into some other altcoin, probably Dash or Steam. And Internet Computer, you have the ability to lock and stake your Internet Computer and earn 16% yield on it. So now I'm protected from my own impulsivity and protected from chasing something else that in most cases is not good. I'm amazed how many of you I've seen that have started to understand Internet Computer. I'm amazed on almost every Internet Computer video I watch. There's the top comment on at least 10 different Internet Computer Protocol videos I've seen recently has been one of you talking about me and my videos, which is amazing. Even sometimes you're disagreeing with the person who made the video. Internet Computer Protocol is going off. Let me show you the Google Trends data. This, I'm telling you, I've hit a unicorn. This Internet Computer Protocol is the opportunity, one of the best opportunities I've seen in a long time, where I've been here at the right time. I've jumped all in on it. I mean, Internet Computer Protocol, look at the search traffic on this thing. Since I've started talking about it back here, I made a video or two about it here. But since I started talking about it a bunch, and other people have started talking about it a bunch, if you look worldwide, the traffic has almost doubled for Internet Computer Protocol recently. It's nearly doubled. And like nothing. Meanwhile, though, I look at the rest of crypto and I wonder, like, what are y'all doing? Like, what are you doing? If you look at some of these other cryptos, you know, some of the things that have pumped in the last 7 days, like that people are buying instead of Internet Computer. You know, you got many of these projects that have pumped more than Internet Computer have almost no chance. Almost no chance. I've looked at them. I've reviewed them. They suck. And in the long term, they're just never going to get significant adoption. Many of these projects are unique. I've reviewed a lot of these. And some of them, I'm just like, what are y'all doing? Like, why would you buy a meme coin and it's up 40% when that's never, almost never going to work out in the long term? Let me show you some of the data. Amazon Web Services has like 41% of the cloud computing market according to this. Here's the valuation on Google. 1.3 trillion. Mr. New Creation, thank you for $2 more from Switzerland. Really appreciate it. 2 Swiss francs, actually. Here's how much Google Cloud is worth. And Microsoft Azure is valued in the hundreds of billions of dollars also. If you look at Amazon Web Services, there's around 50 million websites using Amazon Web Services for hosting. And for the more popular websites, Amazon and Cloudflare are getting tons of hosting. And on Internet Computer, this is the market Internet Computer is tapping into. But unlike these stocks, do you realize most people in the world cannot buy Amazon stock because they don't have access to the US stock market? But most people in the world, if not now, soon, can buy Internet Computer or even earn Internet Computer on airdrops. If you can buy Bitcoin anywhere or Ethereum soon, or if you, with the chain key Ethereum integration coming, anyone anywhere in the world who can buy Bitcoin or Ethereum will be able to directly transact that to Internet Computer, even if there's no exchange. And then that means using or swapping to any other app. And Internet Computer has all the functionality of something like Solana, which does very fast payments with almost no fees. We're seeing some huge things get built on Internet Computer. And I can't be bullish enough on this. Kelly, thank you very much for a gifted membership so someone else, Corey, can enjoy the streams as a member. I've never got paid anything by ICP to do any of the videos. I have done more research than I imagine 99% of you have done. I've been in crypto longer than I imagine 99% of you have been in crypto. And I've been in digital marketing and online advertising since 2011. I consistently spot things way ahead of time. I joined Facebook in 2005. I was playing massively multiplayer online games in 2001. I was using search engines every day in the 90s to learn, researching things from what different Star Wars customizable cards to play over and over again. It is the only way I can see that you would look at the ICP chart, conclude it's a pump and dump and move on, is if you have a mindset where you do not want to be wealthy and where you don't care about having a world full of wealthy people. Because if you love wealth and you would love to just get income passively given to you, 16% a year if you lock up for 8 years indefinitely. If you have an eye for wealth and you do more than actually just look at the price chart and you check the data, the conclusion that me and a lot of other smart people are coming to is that this is the biggest opportunity in crypto. There's nothing that even has a fraction of the potential that this does. In fact, almost the only way Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to get mass adoption is through Internet Computer Protocol, because Internet Computer Protocol will soon be the first crypto to both be a Bitcoin and an Ethereum layer 2. It will have the best technology for Bitcoin and Ethereum layer 2s. I mean, is this sinking in? Look at the market cap on all these Ethereum layer 2s. Just look at it. Look at it. Ethereum layer 2 Matic. $5 billion. Ethereum layer 2. There's, a decentralized exchange on Ethereum, $2 billion. There's one called Sonic that's valued at a few million on ICP right now. I have some of those tokens. Lido DAO, liquid staking on Ethereum, $1 billion. Optimism, it has almost the same value as Internet Computer, and the technology is nothing compared to Internet Computer. Arbitrum, this fully diluted is like $5 billion. Stacks, Bitcoin layer 1. The technology is useless next to Internet Computer, almost $1 billion. Immutable X, Ethereum layer 2. Valued, fully diluted in the billions of dollars. Are you seeing a little bit of a trend here? Chainkey Ethereum hasn't launched yet. When Chainkey Ethereum launches, that's going to be a big deal. And I'm stacking my little butt off because I want to get as much as I can before this price goes crazy. And I want you to know about this before it's too late. Once the God candle pump comes in, or the steady increase comes up, and Internet Computers up to 10, up to 20, up to 30 and 50, those will still be good times to stack. But they won't be very good compared to stacking at $3.60, or I loaded most of mine up under $3. Thank you very much, Hair Forever, for the $10 super chat. Much love from Singapore. Yes, Kelly says once you use ICP, you will never want to use ETH again. Well, the only way I would want to use ETH is Chainkey ETH on Ethereum. Because that Chainkey Ethereum and Chainkey Bitcoin, these are not custodial. These are stored with Chainkey cryptography directly on chain. Now, to be fair, Internet Computer is not flawless. In some areas, Dfinity has the final say on what happens in the key areas of the code. And the technology is new and advanced. It is possible something could go critically wrong with it and the whole network could collapse and they might not be able to fix it. That's possible. I'd say there's about a 10% chance internet computer doesn't work out for one reason or another. I have 90% confidence that internet computer is going to work out because of what I'm seeing here. Scott Summers, nice to see you today. Yes, this is so obvious. There's nothing else that can run AI on chain and already has AI running on chain. And it looks to me like once they get chain key Ethereum in, they're going to build out the AI capabilities. Think render, except the stuff is on chain. That's something they can build because this network automatically upgrades. The NFTs on ICP are the most advanced technology anywhere. I intend to get my own NFT collection on ICP soon. I'm thinking about how to do it and the benefits of it. There's nothing. And when you have $1 billion project like Origin, which it's 100 million now and it's just getting started. When you're in an industry where there's billions of dollars of real world assets to track, you do your own research thoroughly. And Origin has found that Internet Computer, and they stated it clearly on their website, is the most advanced NFT technology out there. It's the most scalable. Is all this coming together? This is an entirely new way to host all of the internet. It has Bitcoin and Ethereum layer 2s in mass adoption. It has the most advanced NFTs. It has AI on chain. It is the best place to track real world assets. This is the only place you can build an entire on-chain game and gambling app at scale. I mean, just on-chain gambling alone on ICP could shoot this thing up 100x. Gambling is huge. Things like Tron are relying mostly on stuff that's not hosted on chain. And Tron's got a big part of its market cap just from gambling. You have decentralized social media apps that are thriving on ICP. And to bring more users, they're doing things like integrating with Solana. Because once you've got it hosted on Internet Computer Protocol, then you can bring everybody from Solana in and let them use their Solana wallet to create an account. You can then get all these users from Solana, but it's hosted on ICP. The value's locked on ICP. The cycles and the ICP are getting burned to pay for the hosting. Can you see where this is going? That most of crypto in the future will build on Internet Computer Protocol. And many things that are not in crypto are going to build on Internet Computer Protocol too. In the future, once they get a content management system set up, Internet Computer Protocol will be where I host my website because it'll be cheaper and more secure and easier than all these centralized providers. Bobby, oh, thank you for the big super chat. I've got your video ready to watch about the chain key ETH integration. Bobby O is a fellow ICP focused creator. Let me put his link to his channel in the chat. Thank you, Bobby, for the big $20 super chat on the live stream. Bobby has some great videos about Internet Computer, and as I watch his videos, and it helps inform my videos. Oh, good Lord. Lisa Ladybug, one of the longest followers in here, the most dedicated of the moderators, been moderating and even was removed as a moderator, kept hanging around, and then all the other moderators left. She was the last one standing. Lisa, thank you for the huge $20 super chat as well. Nice to see. I appreciate this. I appreciate your financial support because I don't take any money to make these videos. I just rely on your support. I rely on your super chats, your time spent watching, you're hitting the like button on the video, you being a member, going to jerrybanfield.com and scheduling calls and joining Discord and Patreon. That's where I get my income. And because of that, I can give you honest information that is there, that is the same information I use to make my decisions. I am disgusted with how dishonest most of crypto is. And I have the intention to give you something different here to help you build your wealth. And I want you to build that wealth because I'm tired of having broke neighbors who got ripped off by somebody who swindled them, and then my broke neighbors need my help. And my broke neighbors then can't afford nice stuff that then I can't use. I live in a neighborhood where people are more wealthy than usual in my neighborhood. Because I've lived in neighborhoods. I've lived in the ghetto before. I mean, I lived in a neighborhood when I was a correction officer. There was only one person that got shot and killed while I was in that neighborhood. I lived in a neighborhood where the rent was like $300 a month. It was crazy in there. And people were broke and had like nothing and were dealing drugs, and you hear gunshots at night, you wouldn't call the police. Like, somebody else will do it. There's gunshots every night, I've lived, and I lived because I wanted to build wealth, and I'd got myself in a bad financial situation. And it didn't occur to me why I shouldn't live in the ghetto. I'm like, the rent's cheaper than anywhere else here. Why aren't y'all all moving in? Like, nobody wanted to come visit me either. It's amazing. You live in a nice neighborhood, everybody comes to visit. You live in a ghetto, nobody wants to come visit. I'm like, wow. But then again, people don't want to get their car stolen or broken into, or, I'd be walking to work in my police officer uniform. They'd be dealing drugs in the parking lot. I'd just nod my head. I'm not policing in my neighborhood. I'm not getting in the middle of somebody's business and getting shot on the way to work. That's just dumb. I mean, I had no proof. I didn't see the drugs, but you could tell what was going on, and I knew my neighbors. So I want a world full of wealthy people, and most of you are getting ripped off on crypto. Just check your transactions. I've made a profit 9 years in a row in crypto. That's the experience I'm teaching from. And what I've learned is the best place for profits is to take something and lock it away. Like my internet computer protocol, that's where you make some real money. I've locked, and I'll show you my actual wallet. I've locked thousands of internet computer protocol away for 8 years. And where you make the real money is just get that passive income constantly and don't freaking mess with the principal. Thank you, Kelly dropped a $10 super chat. Y'all are feeling good on Saturday. I really appreciate it because I've been feeling bad. I've been pissed off at my wife. I've been thinking I could do better. I was critical of my wife. She put this cream on her face that gave her a chemical burn. Didn't ask me about it or anything. Her face all messed up. Like, what the f did you do to your face? It's ridiculous. Well, it's between me and my doctor. I'm like, no, it's not, because I got to look at it. And I don't want to be with a woman who mutilates her face for no reason. She's like, well, it's precancerous cells. I'm like, that's BS. You don't care about preventing cancer because you wouldn't read any of the books I read about how to prevent cancer and all the other top causes of disease. So my wife said every nasty thing you can imagine. She said, I might be an attractive person on the outside, but on the inside, I'm ugly. That hurt my feelings a little bit. So thank y'all. I appreciate y'all helping me feel better because I've been in the dumper today. This is the best I've felt all day. And I went to poolside yoga and thought about what are the odds of me finding another woman. And I saw some that looked nice there, but I'm real picky. You gotta look nice and have a great personality and want more kids and be able to put up with me. So this to me is how you make real money in crypto. I've got thousands of ICP locked up right here. And I will get 16% voting rewards on this indefinitely. That's how you make real money. I don't have to touch the principal. I'll get 16%. And I've been doing some math. Here's the math I've been doing. When this thing goes to 1,235, I've got 2,200 ICP locked up. I'm going to have $2.7 million in principal times 0.16 a year. When this goes to $1,235, which I can't wait for that to happen because then I'm going to show you this video. If I haven't deleted it by then. I'll show you this video and tell you exactly that it was going to happen. I will get $400,000 a year just for voting on proposals. And you can automate that by following my neurons or following somebody else's neurons like Definity, who is always going to vote. This is how you make some real money. When this goes to 1,200, I will get 400,000 in passive income. I won't have to touch the principal. Yes, the 16% does go down over time. That is correct. However, my age bonus will go up, which in the next 4 years or so will cancel the drop. So yes, the ICP will drop over the voting rewards will go down over the next few years. So in 4 years, the voting rewards will drop from 7% of the 7.6% of the base supply to 5%. So they'll drop at about the same rate, roughly, as my age bonus will go up. And that is exciting. Now, sure, even if I get a little bit less, I mean, wow, like if I get a little bit less, I'll divide that by 2. Let's say a bunch of people stake, I'll get $200,000 in a year in passive income with having put in like 7,000 or 8,000 this year. There's not a lot of places where that's going to happen. Now, we're creating this in real time, so there's no guarantee it works out this way. However, I see that this is one of the most likely, out of everything I've seen, this is one of the most likely places that this can happen. I don't see anything in the world better than this right now, and I've been telling my mind, because what I'd like to do is just make music videos. Like, I made a music video earlier today. What I want to do is just chill and make music videos on my main channel, and not ever have to worry about making money with my music. And just crank out music videos. Like, if you listen to electronic dance music, check out my dance music. It's different. I love listening to my dance music. I had a hard time making a good song today, but like Madeline's dance and this Myria dance instrumental, I love making music. And you know what? In the future, I'm going to be able to just make music and get all the money in the world, you know? So that's the vision. Now, what is exciting to me is that a bunch of you could share in this as well. Once the price pumps like back into the hundreds, all the haters who've been talking about how bad ICP's price was, all the haters are going to start changing their minds. And by then, sure, if you buy it at 100 and it goes to 1,200, that's good, but it's just like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Would you rather buy Bitcoin for $170 like I did, or would you rather buy it today for 30-some thousand? I still think Bitcoin easily could go over 100,000, maybe even in the bull case towards like 500,000. But would you rather buy it 30,000, 35,000, or would you rather buy for a few hundred? I mean, it's amazing that ICP is so cheap today. But it's not going to keep being cheap for this ever. Whatever, you know what I meant. ICP with Chain Key Bitcoin and Chain Key Ethereum coming soon. I mean, Chain Key Ethereum single-handedly could be a huge pump for Internet Computer Protocol. Matt says, how much do I need to lock in the 8 years? You can lock up your ICP for all different amounts of time. So I've locked this much for 8 years because of the calculation I just showed you. Now, if you lock it for less time, you can still get good rewards. I've chosen not to lock it for less time because what I don't want to do is dump it in this bull run, having made perhaps my target price, the high end, I would say, would be in the thousands for this bull run. I would say it'd be more likely that ICP would hit in the thousands in the next bull run, 2029. But it could happen this bull run if things go as crazy as I see. That said, even if it does go that high, and I'd be sitting on millions of dollars ICP, I already have been through this. And the difference between me and most of these people that you see creating content in crypto, I've been through multiple cycles. Starting in 2014, I've seen a lot of ups and a lot of downs. And according to the way most of the people in crypto would tell you to play the game, I played it very well in 2017 and 2018. I was stacking in 2015 and 2016. I sold hundreds of thousands in profits that I bought for thousands in 2015, 2016. I sold hundreds of thousands of profits, built myself a huge following all over the place. I essentially got paid to build myself a huge following all over the place and sold hundreds of thousands in profits in 2017, 2018 for that bull market. And what do you think I did with all that money? I spent it. And I got sloppy with the rest of my business. And then I borrowed a bunch of money because, well, I was really confident in my ability to do anything. And it turns out being a YouTuber is a lot different than trying to start a company. And to start I did start a competitor to Udemy. It just didn't take off. And I blew all my money on this website, Euthena.com, that is barely profitable today. And I learned a valuable lesson. Where you really want to do is get your crypto set up to provide long-term income. And that's why ICP is so sweet. Because you lock it away for 8 years. You're now in for 2, maybe 3 cycles. That's when you can see some huge rewards. And then you're not in this trap. I've got my ICP locked for 8 years. You know what I'm not doing? I keep track of the price because of my being a YouTuber. But if I didn't make YouTube videos, I wouldn't look at the price. I just let the voting rewards pile up, check the price once every week or month, and then whenever I think it's at a high, dump my voting rewards and take a little bit of profit or restake them and just sit on it. What I see so many of you doing is you're putting a ton of time and energy into trying to time the market when you have no business doing that. You don't have the investing skills to merit doing that. When will the next projects be launched on the SNS? So you can see when new projects are going to be launched on the SNS by going over to vote on proposals. And if you have internet computer staked, you can look by SNS and Neurons Fund right here. And when you see one of those proposals come out, like create SNS DAO for Sonic, create proposal for Sears, etc., when you see a proposal come out under the SNS and Neurons Fund, that's when there's votes being accepted to go on the ICP Launchpad. There's nothing on the ICP Launchpad right now, but that's where you can find it. However, I personally am minimizing my attention and time on these new ICP coins. Why? Exactly. Corey said if you lock it, you're protecting it from yourself. And what I've seen is the #1 person who has screwed myself over in crypto has been me. And this is one reason I doubt Bitcoin and Ethereum can pump nearly as much, because Bitcoin and Ethereum mostly are not locked up, which means everybody who's buying Bitcoin at 30K, when it hits 300K, they're going to be unloading, which means Bitcoin can only go so high because it's all liquid. Whereas look at Internet Computer, you have 250 million, 49% of the supply is staked. And the largest part of it, you've got 200, and the largest part of it is staked for 8 years. And the amount staked for 8 years keeps going up. If you look at the amount that's staked, the amount that is staked keeps going up significantly over time. It's up to 200 million ICP that's not dissolving. So right now there's 48 million ICP that's dissolving, and some of this includes the seed investors. And there's 200 million that's not dissolving. The amount that's getting staked for the long term keeps going up and up and up. Most of it is staked for the long term. You only have about 40 million ICP that's staked in a 3 years or less out of 200. And then you do have some that's dissolving here. Now the 8-year dissolves are still got quite a while going, so most of the dissolves here are short term. But even out of those, you still have 18 million that are 2 years or more. 15 or no, that's not accurate. Out of this, you still have about 5 million, 6, 7, 10 million that has 3+ years still dissolving on it here. And to me, where the price is going to spike is where you can see there's 121 million staked a couple years ago. And it's down to 48. That was dissolving. It's down to 48 million. If you give it another year, this is going to drop by 50% or more, while this more than likely will keep going up. That's where we're going to see some serious price action. So I think now's a great time to load up. Kelly, I'm glad your age bonus is starting to kick in. House Vibe says, think about start dissolving though in 8 years. I might consider dissolving some now, but where the real profits are made is hanging on for the long-term ride. Like if you look at Bitcoin and you would start, if Bitcoin operated the same and I'd locked up my Bitcoin, I wish I could have locked my Bitcoin up from 8 years ago. That would have been awesome. Back when I had like 30 or 40 Bitcoin, or 2017 where I had 60 Bitcoin. I wish I could have just locked those for 8 years. If I had been able to and then powered it down right away, I'd have been able to cash out in a 2025 bull market, and I'd be... Lisa, thank you for 5 more gift memberships. Lisa has gifted at least 10 memberships just on this channel here, and Lisa's gifted so much in the past. So thank you very much, Lisa, for 5 more gift subs. I'm grateful all of you that have got those gift subs are now can represent those supporter or member badges. It looks like to me that if the ICP price goes where I think it's going to, in this bull market, I should be able to get $100 a day in voting rewards if I've got at least 3,000 ICP staked. So I'm accumulating as fast as I can up till 3,000. In my Discord server, we have more detailed discussions about the price. Like it just pumped 20%. But it keeps, I guess people are watching these videos and buying, which you should be doing your own research before buying something. Just because I've done a lot of research doesn't mean that I know everything. There's so much to know that, you know, no one knows everything. Video Game Time Warp says most of the anti-ICP trolls have been defeated. Yes, and just wait till you see, I've got a music video on that. Wait till this price goes up. Like this is the last frontier for ICP. The only thing that's keeping ICP from going nuts is the current price. And ICP is small enough in market cap that just retail stacking alone can move the price up to like $10. Just retail stacking can hit the price. Once we go back to like $10, I mean, ICP within the last year was $7. Once the chart starts to get some consistent green, like in the last month, we've got some nice green along with the Bitcoin chart. Once the chart starts to get some significant green in it, a lot of the people who just go to this stat and look at it and leave are going to start becoming more curious. And then FOMO kicks in. It's like, wow, maybe Jerry wasn't just being a lunatic. Like, he might be right. And if he's right, oh man, I better stack before everybody else does. So I'm stacking the ICP like crazy. I'm glad when it dumped. When it dumped here, that was me loading up. That was me loading up. When it dumped here, I was like, yes! Let me get that under $3 ICP. I've been thinking about, I sold all my Bitcoin and all the crypto I can get my hands on for ICP. I've been thinking about taking loans to buy ICP, but my wife is has been very strong against me taking loans. One thing I noticed I did in the past is I went too hard into Bitcoin in 2014. I took all the cash I had in the bank and dumped it into Bitcoin, and then I couldn't handle that level of volatility. So it is important to not put in more than you can handle. Because I've got a lot more cash on hand, well, my wife does, which as long as we can keep our marriage working will be good for me, but otherwise I'll need to get some more income going because, yeah, I got a car that's like 17 years old. Yeah, I don't know if my kind of woman will appreciate that kind of car, but we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, my family has a lot more cash on hand than I have invested in ICP. And therefore, I can easily stomach the volatility of ICP. But what's awesome is when ICP pumps, then I can buy my Tesla. But this is not about buying a freaking Tesla either. It's about building something that's useful for the world. And that's where almost everything in crypto stops. Almost everything in crypto stops with, well, I want to buy my Lambo. ICP has real value. Internet computer is a new way to build the entire internet. I don't want to invest in some project where my wealth is built on tricking other people into buying something that inherently is worthless. This is real concrete value. You can see. Look at the data. You can see that this is actually being used. This website is on Internet Computer. Where's that other internet? This website, internetcomputer.org, this is on Internet Computer. There's decentralized identity on here. There's thousands of transactions a second. This is real use case. This actually exists. The majority of cryptos and altcoins have no value, no assets, nothing that you can put your fingers on or your keyboard on and look at it and say, oh, I see how this is actually useful. This you can. And the data looks amazing. I mean, if you think about this, it's actually possible, and we had a day recently where ICP became deflationary for a day. And that's exciting, because in a bull market, ICP will not be deflationary, because the more the price goes up, you pay to use ICP essentially in a fiat, in cycles which are pegged to fiat. So when the price of ICP pumps, you'll be able to burn less ICP and get more cycles. But when the price dumps in a bear market and you want to you want to pay to use the network, you have to buy ICP and burn it. And in order to burn cycles, like, the lower the price is, the more ICP needs to be burned. So the more stuff gets hosted and used on ICP, the more ICP will be burned. And in bear markets, ICP easily can become deflationary as the price gets depressed, and there's so much usage of the network that it exceeds the node rewards and even the voting rewards. Right now, the challenge with ICP has been that the node rewards have had to pay out at a record high rate because of the low price. So the amount of ICP in circulation has been going up in record numbers, and yet the price has found a floor at $3, which is very encouraging, because I made a video talking about the potential death spiral for this. If you look, the node rewards have been going up and up and up as the price has been going down, down, down. So when these are essentially paid in fiat also. So when the price of ICP 3x's, the amount paid out in node rewards will drop by 66%, which will reduce the new supply, which will reduce inflation. And then the ICP that's been burned so far, most days, has not been that much. But if you look at here, There was a single day where 1,000 ICP was burned. Now, yes, you'd need to burn much more than that to counter the node rewards. But the amount of usage we're seeing on the network, you easily could have 1 or 2 apps do well on the network and go off. And those apps could generate a huge amount of burn, as we've seen with things like Hot or Not, which that went off earlier this year and caused a whole bunch of cycles to be burned all at once. So even if there's just occasional days where ICP is deflationary, that improves the tokenomics. And right now, the tokenomics for ICP are much better than most other altcoins. Yes. So what I'm seeing is the price of ICP can easily skyrocket because ICP has some unique mechanisms to get serious volatility in the price. Because you can lock ICP up, that severely reduces the amount of supply that's transactable. And with the burning of ICP and the node rewards dropping, what I imagine is we'll see some huge upswings in the price of ICP and then some serious downswings, just like we've already seen already. But when those downswings come, a bunch of ICP will get burned, which will set up for huge upswings. So this is just, I'm really grateful that my mind found this. You know how I found out about Internet Computer? One of you in the chat told me about it one day. I was talking about a different crypto, and somebody in the chat said, you need to check out Internet Computer. It's different from everything else. And I looked at it, and I did a video about it like 6-8 months ago. But at the time, I was so focused on maximizing my views and constantly shilling all these different altcoins that I saw Internet Computer, but I didn't really get it. And then once I had my channel taken down for a week, I realized I needed to compare all the cryptos in my portfolio and stop thinking like a crypto YouTuber and start thinking like a crypto investor. And that's when my mind noticed ICP. And I took months before committing to ICP to research the other cryptos that I thought were the best. When I had my channel taken down, I consolidated my portfolio because there were some cryptos that when I bought them and did a video about them, as soon as I finished doing the video about them, as soon as I finished talking about them, I realized they were junk right after I'd uploaded the video. Which that was hard because I started to feel pretty dishonest making a video about something, and in the process of researching it, I intentionally looked for all the positives, did my video, and then as soon as the video or the live stream was finished, I'm like, that sucks, and I'm never buying that again unless I get a bunch of views on that video. Now, realize that's how most of the crypto space is operating. Most of it's confirmation bias and a complete focus on getting the most views. And I'm glad my bias finally got broken. Scott said it was me. I hope it was you, Scott. Don the Don, you got 350 ICP. Hey, what's amazing about ICP, the market cap is small enough that you and me stacking it, I am going to just, I might have to give up my humility badge for this. But, I mean, look how much Internet Computer has went up since I started talking about it in the last couple months. And I've seen videos that have collectively gotten hundreds of thousands of views and a bunch of tweets on X where people who saw something I said were then sharing that out. Now, just those of us, you know, just retail buying right here, to me, accounts for these, you know, this is somebody like a seed investor or a node provider selling right here. And then this is retail gobbling that back up. Seed investor or node provider selling, retail gobbling it back up. The cryptos you choose to hold are building, you're helping create the future. And the question is, do you want a future where the value that Internet Computer offers the world is out there? Do you think it's worth investing in something that is the first platform you can use cryptographic technology, crypto and blockchain technology, to have full stack development? The website and the whole backend all built on chain. Do you think this is worth something having in the world? Or alternatively, do you want to throw your money into something, you know, like a meme coin that has almost no utility, that offers almost no value to the world, that, you know, has made a very select few people who were in on it early rich, and almost everybody else has lost money? What you put your money in matters. And the videos you watch matter. You know, it's shocking how bad some of the videos are, talking about how a meme coin with 5, 6 zeros is going to get to $1. It has no value. It does nothing useful for the world. There's no technology behind it. So I'm hoping to see the money in crypto be invested more intelligently, because this is a big deal. Right now, there's almost no choice. If you want to host your website, it's generally, unless you have your own server, it's going to end up on Amazon or Google or Microsoft's structure. This is the first thing to really give people around the world a new choice to build your entire website and application and everything on chain without having to use all the other stuff. This is very healthy competition. This is worthwhile. And I mean, look at the, you know, if some of you haven't seen some of the points, this is the best launchpad I've seen in crypto. It's got ChainKey Bitcoin already on there. ChainKey Ethereum is coming. It has decentralized identity already set up. It works with the devices you've already got. You don't have to use oracles on ICP. Things like Chainlink are irrelevant. Once you move to ICP, you don't need it anymore. You can go straight to the Coinbase or whatever API you want to use and pull stuff straight from there. You don't have to pay Chainlink anymore. This technology is worth building and worth valuing. The tokenomics are better than most altcoins for it. The Launchpad has a huge future and is the first infrastructure I've seen. The Launchpad for ICP is the first infrastructure I've seen that will allow us to fully create something like a decentralized social media application where we can fund it, where the developers can build it and we can fund it with almost no interference from third parties. That is huge. You can't do that without ICP though, because the stuff's not hosted on the chain itself. If you're doing some decentralized social media platform, your pictures, your videos, where's my decentralized social media? You can't do decentralized social media on another platform because your stuff's not hosted on chain. Except DeSo does host stuff on chain, but that's all it does. It doesn't do all this other stuff. The value per user is well under 1,000. Oh, that's great. Scott, thank you for the $10 super chat and the key point, because some of you are doubting what I've said here. So, Scott, thank you for the $10 super chat. Let me show what Solana did. So, Solana, some of you are saying that my price prediction's unreasonable. Look at what Solana did. Solana went last time from back here, it was under $1. It went over, up, according to this, up to $230. All-time high, $260. That's a 260x. And keep in mind, Solana is not breakthrough technology. Nothing else in crypto that's a layer 1 is breakthrough technology. Internet Computer can host data on chain. It'll cost you 60,000 times more to put your data on Solana than Internet Computer. That's the difference in the technology. And this went from $1 to $260. Internet Computer has breakthrough technology. It has been greatly undervalued. It has not been talked about. It is the traffic, as we can see on Google Trends. At this rate, it is going to go back to bull market highs. We've seen a big spike. The traffic, the search traffic for Internet Computer has more than doubled in the last 2 months. Because it's breakthrough technology. Because it's different. I mean, anything is possible. It's easily possible in the next bull market, 2029, it's easily possible we see over 1,000. If things go really well in this bull market, it's possible we see 1,000. And I know it's at 360 today. But you know where I really messed up in crypto? Is not seeing the potential. I bought Bitcoin at 170. And I made a video saying that once it went over 1,000, then I'd start taking profits. Obviously, I never imagined it could go to 60,000 one day. When I bought it at 170 and I was all hyped up, obviously on some level, I had the idea that, you know, this could be worth a lot one day. But if you had told me when I bought Bitcoin that, you know, if you just wait for 7 years, you're going to get 170 divided by, 60,000. You're going to get your Bitcoin will be worth 350 times what it is today. All you got to do is literally sit here and wait 7 years. ICP is partially open sourced. Other parts of it are not fully open source. So I've said clearly that I have never got paid by Dfinity or by Internet Computer Protocol to make any videos about it. And you are required to disclose that stuff. Now, lots of crypto YouTubers are dishonest and do not disclose their paid sponsorships, but I do. I have never been paid anything to tell you about this. I'm telling you this because it's the best information I've found. As a crypto investor myself, who, like you, wants to get in where the very best opportunity is today. Yes, Dfinity is a non-profit also. Scott thinks Solana will hit 750. It certainly could. What I'd like to see more of in crypto is people being well-informed. My goal is to leave you well-informed so that you know about stuff like Internet Computer at $3. And then, if it ever gets to this, I told you about it at $3. I've learned to do my research much more thoroughly, because if I tell you about something at $10 and it goes to $1,300 like Dash did, I bought Dash at $11, relentlessly promoted it until it was 87, took all my profits, then it went to $1,300, largely off the momentum I had started. So just wait. Somebody wrote an awesome tweet one day. They're like, if you've seen what this guy's done with cryptos before, you better get in on Internet Computer now. When I started promoting Dash, it was $11. It went up to $1,300. When I started promoting Steam, it was like $1. It went up close to $8. But Steam, I got in too late on Steam, and the team totally rug pulled us on that project and crashed it. And in both cases, I learned to do my research better. Because if I tell you about something at $10 and it goes to $1,300, well, if you immediately took action on it, you're going to be grateful. But if that project that I said at $10 is going to, go up and up and up, if you look at it now, I was blatantly wrong, at least in the big picture. And this is another mindset you want to do with cryptos. You want to think big picture long term. Almost no one does that. That's where huge profits are. I could make millions of dollars in voting rewards just on an Internet Computer I've got today. That's an opportunity of a lifetime that I've bought for under 10,000, and I'm stacking as much as I can. Why not HBAR? Because compare the technology for Hedera to Internet Computer. It sucks. I held Hedera. I bought Hedera. I made videos about Hedera. I made videos promoting Hedera. So if you want to see what I've promoted, you can search Jerry Banfield plus almost anything else. I've reviewed hundreds of cryptos. You can easily look them up. So look at this one I made 9 months ago when my primary focus was getting views and building a channel. And I'll do whatever it takes to build my channel and get views. And I thought it's honest if I put my own money into stuff and then promote it. Sure, you could call that honest. But it's not going to be effective in the long term now. So then I made a couple of honest reviews about Hedera. These are my honest reviews of Hedera. It sucks. Solana's way better than Hedera, and Internet Computer's way better than Solana. And I made that decision while I was holding all of them. I compared all of them while I was holding them. I had bags of Hedera, bags of Solana, bags of Internet Computer, and I compared Hedera to Solana. Solana is clearly far superior to Hedera. So because Solana was far superior to Hedera, I dumped my Hedera for Solana. Then eventually it all came down to Solana versus Internet Computer. And I compared them, and Internet Computer is exponentially better than Hedera and Solana. So I sold all my Solana into Internet Computer. Now in the short term, I lost, because I sold my Solana at like $20. And Solana's went up 50%. And by comparison, Internet Computer, if I had held my Solana, I'd be up 50%. Instead, with Internet Computer, I'm up like 20%. But this is the key distinction you need to make. Think long term. Which of these projects has the chance to be a $1 trillion market cap? Solana is very unlikely it's going to be a $1 trillion market cap because it doesn't do anything that's that valuable. Internet Computer has the ability to be a $1 trillion market cap because it does something that's really, really, really valuable. At $1,235, it will be a $500 billion market cap. Crypto Dream, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. If you want me to make a video for you, you can schedule a call with me on my website at jerrybanfield.com. I'm happy to do a video that we can record together that you can upload if you want to, or to talk about planning a future live stream together. I am open to doing videos and live streams with other people. I would have to interview you first, though, on a private call. So if you want to do a video with me, the first thing to do is go to jerrybanfield.com, schedule a one-on-one call, and talk to me. During that call, I'm happy to record a video for you. And in the future, if I like talking to you, and I think we could do a good live stream together, I'd be open to doing a live stream together, which would then be scheduled on another call. If you'd like to ask me questions off stream, join my Discord. Thank you, Crypto Dream, for the $5 super chat. Scott says, I think we'll be at $5 for ICP in 60 days. That's very possible. That said, we could dump some more too, because the people with seeds are constantly dumping all the time. And if they think the price is going to go higher, the price could really go up. There's so much seed investors with so much ICP they're unlocking. A lot of the price action will be determined by them in terms of the dumpage. Bobby says the difference is yes, so on ICP, you could build entire enterprise systems from the website to all the data and everything else directly on ICP. I mean, Hedera is, all you're doing is doing these little transactions on it. All the stuff is hosted off-chain on Hedera just like everywhere else. Good Lord, y'all are coming in heavy with the super chats today. Fana just dropped a €10 super chat. You've been watching for 6 months and you like what I do because it's real. You don't promote those garbage coin like other YouTubers. Thank you. You're welcome. I really appreciate the $10 super chat. Kenny Boy NYC with the $10 super chat as well. You are so right on ICP. Mass is going to realize or miss. I don't want y'all to miss this, because to me, this is one of the most obvious things I've ever seen in crypto. But it may take time. If a seed investor looks at $3.60 and is pessimistic and dumps, several hundred thousand ICP all at once, the price may go back to $3. But the more of us that know about ICP and see where it's going, I think the price is inevitably, on average, going to trend up and up and up all the way through the next bull run. So in the short term, you can never say that whether it's going to go $3, but I think every day the odds of the price are going up in ICP are higher than going down. Because there's some of you now that have been listening to me talk about ICP for months, and some of you are just starting to, it's just starting to sink in. And to be fair, the reason I'm real now in crypto is because I started off shilling junk coins just like many of the other people. Many of the other people out there that every video is some garbage coin that is never going to go anywhere. The technology's useless. I did that. I've just been around long enough to feel the full consequences of that, to meet someone in person who got destroyed because of my advice, to lose a friendship with someone I had in person because they dumped all their money into Steam and then were really pissed when Bitcoin far outperformed Steam. And they're like, you told me to get into Steam. You gave me bad advice. And that's why I quit crypto for a few years. Because I don't want to give bad advice. And I'm not giving advice either. I'm providing education. I don't want to give bad education. I know some of you watch the education and take it as advice, but it's education. You need to, don't just watch my videos and learn from me. There's lots of other people. Holy crap, Kenny Boy NYC has went off with 3 $10 super chats in a row. Good Lord. Thank you, Kenny Boy NYC. ICP $100 in the next bull market. I think that's very easily achievable. From everything I've seen, Internet Computer is going to have one of the very strongest bull markets out of any crypto. Why? Because the people who do the most research and are the most experienced in crypto and have the biggest amounts of money to invest really care about getting high gains with low risk, and therefore only want to invest in stuff that has truly huge potential. And many people with a lot of big money got ripped off in the last bull market, while many, household investors like me and you got lost. Well, I didn't. I've made money every year in the last 9 years. I had some coins I got wrecked in, though, like Chronos.com, Crypto.com. I got wrecked for thousands of dollars in that one. Now, I made one single junk coin. I turned 300 into 15,000 last year. And that was the first trade I'd made in like a year. I threw 300 into crypto in 2021. Didn't even think about it. Sold it for 15K last year. And then I lost in several junk coins because I didn't do my own research. So to be fair, the reason I've got what I have to offer today is because I was one of those people just doing anything to get views that didn't really know enough about what I was talking about to be making videos. Phil, with his first, I'm imagining Phil with his first super chat, a $19.99 super chat. If I need to leave my marriage and start over, I appreciate y'all providing such a nice fund for it. It's been a rough day. This has been the highlight of my day. I did not want to get on and stream today. I felt like I got nothing to offer. I'm an idiot for getting this far into this marriage and having these kids and not seeing how incompatible my wife and I are in many ways. She doesn't want to have any more kids. I do. We don't even like hardly any of the same stuff. Maybe it'll work out. maybe it's just a down day. I'm not going anywhere right now, but I've been like, man, I've been stupid with my finances. My wife has all the money in her bank accounts because whenever I've made a lot of money, I paid off her student loans. When I was making $250,000 a year selling courses, I gave her $5,000 a month. I was very generous. Anytime I made a bunch of money, I just gave her tons of it. You know, she pretty much makes me beg for it and ask when I can have some more. I've been stupid with my money. And also committed that I'm not just going to do whatever it takes to make money. I sold a crypto course earlier this year and I stopped selling it because I want you to have the best information I've got for free. And I'd rather the only time I ask you for money be if you want my attention. So if you schedule a call with me or you drop a super chat or join my Discord, you know, then that's an appropriate time to be available for money. But I hope none of you will ever buy some stupid high-priced course that someone, if they really cared about you, would have put it out there for free. I'm amazed how many of you I've talked to that you didn't think it was a big deal to pay $200 to talk to me because you'd already dropped thousands of dollars on somebody's course that was a total ripoff. You figured, I'll pay $200 to talk to you. I'm probably going to get my money's worth on that. Lisa says, go hug Laura. Don't make me come down there and slap you. Lisa's been here to hear me talk about a lot of stuff. I'm hurt. I'm hurt by all the nasty stuff my wife said and by the things she won't change. And I'm tempted. I could get me a woman in her 20s and have a whole nother family. I'm healthy. You know, I look great. I'm in great shape. You know, I could start over again. That's really tempting. Hey, and I thank you. We got even more super chats. What's up, Crypto Shady? Phil, thank you for the first super chat ever here. Kenny Boy NYC, thank you for another 10. I've made money on so many different cryptos. So I invite you to ask questions instead of drawing conclusions, because this one crypto YouTuber, who I will not mention because I will not help promote their garbage channel, they ripped me with, you know, talking about that I was a clown and I didn't know anything. And clearly they barely even know anything about me. I've made a ton of money on a bunch of different coins in crypto. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Dash, Steam, Hive, and so many others. I'm not even going to say some of the junk coins I've made money on because I don't want to promote them. I don't want anybody to even find out about how garbage they are, and I don't want to ever invest in garbage coins myself again and pump and dump them. Because that's disgusting. That's what it is. It's disgusting to pump some project that has, you know, a blockchain certificate of deposit. What a pile of crap, man. Say Ponzi scheme without saying Ponzi scheme. It's a blockchain certificate of deposit. Yeah, I did say that that was going to crash, and it did, so I guess I was right about that. So I'm glad there's enough people here that you got haters, because I've learned if you don't have haters, you're not relevant. And I like being relevant. All right. Lisa says, so when y'all grow up, we can talk. I appreciate your advice, Lisa. Yeah, that could definitely be an issue if I would hate to be single again. I did not enjoy being single. Here's my look. I do portfolio videos now. I showed my portfolio on this live stream. Here's my portfolio. I showed my portfolio on almost every live stream. I show my portfolio. So this is my portfolio. And some of you are shocked how small it is. That's not what she said. Some of you are shocked at how, you know, you think, dang, this guy ought to have like hundreds of thousands. You know why I don't? Because I took my profits. Every time I made money, I put that stuff in the bank. When I sit there and watch my altcoin 8x, 10x, I sell. And I sold all of my profits. Every time I've made profits, I sold all of them. And while that has helped me make money 9 years in a row in crypto, it has also left me with just about 10,000 right now. I also have tiny bits of other stuff. So this is my portfolio. I've also got like internet, I've got Ethereum and some MetaMask wallet that I'm gonna sell to ICP as soon as I can take the time to do that. Kenny boy, thank you for another 20 bomb. I think Kenny's dropped like $100 almost in this live stream. Holy crap, Kenny boy. Thank you very much. You are the sharpest. I hope so, because I realize if I'm wrong about this, I'm going all in. If I'm wrong about this, I can just delete my crypto channels, because nobody's going to ever want to listen to anything I've got to say again. And probably won't listen to my music either, just to, you know, to go all in on that. But this is my portfolio. I have 2,000, whatever this is. I think that's like 2,200 ICP staked for 8 years. So at current prices, that's 8,000 in ICP staked for 8 years. Then I have 43 for this in this wallet. Then I've got some other tokens. I'm holding 0.1 SNS1. That's worth like 60, 80, 90 internet computer today right there. I also have some, I still have not got around to buying open chat yet. I've got 11,000 hot tokens staked. I have over 11, this is like 20,000, 25, 30,000 Boom DAO staked. I didn't buy any Catalyze or ICX. I have a little bit of Nuance staked, and I got a little bit of Sonic staked. And a big shout out to Sonic. I really appreciate how Sonic just did their recent proposal. So Sonic just made a proposal to withdraw a bunch of money, and they did a really good job with it. Like, they watched, you know, the downfalls that like these others had, and they asked the community to vote. The community, without their vote, overwhelmingly voted to adopt it. That said, Boom DAO has a lot of potential. They've done a bunch to set Web3 gaming up successfully on internet computer. So I do have a small amount of these tokens. You know, I've got a few $100s of other tokens staked on internet computer, maybe 500. So I think in total I've got, how much is this? I think I've got around 8 to 10,000. I'm not exactly sure. Depends on the price of everything day to day. But this is my portfolio. I've got $8,000 or $10,000 on internet computer, and then I've got that Dogecoin that I locked for 4 years, or Doge. Then I got that Doge chain I locked for 4 years, and then I got that Avalanche I locked for a year. I'm gonna get that out as soon as I can. So those are small amounts. So I locked like 100 in Doge chain, like 400 in Avalanche. So this is my portfolio. And I encourage you, don't watch somebody unless they show you their portfolio, because that's how you can tell I mean what I say. The biggest problem you're facing in crypto is people don't mean what they say. I've seen one crypto YouTuber in particular, who I will not name because I will not promote them, because what they're doing is incredibly dishonest. They make video after video after video going for YouTube search traffic, which is intelligent. They're using a smart strategy. They hype up all these different altcoins, and then they sell you on a membership where you can see their actual portfolio. And it turns out, when you actually look at their portfolio, they have almost none of the coins they're talking about. Now, if they actually thought these coins were going to 10x, don't you think they'd be holding them? They're not. They're just making videos to get views, to get money. And sure, almost anything on the market could do a 5x or a 10x. But is it honest to just go through 200 different altcoins and say that it could 10x looking at the price chart? I'm glad you like the background pictures. I try to make it more interesting. Is ICP a fair launch project? No. It's not a fair launch project, but I'm going to argue almost no crypto is fair launch. Almost no crypto is fair launch. So you might say, well, Bitcoin was fair launch. No, it's not. Because you didn't know about it when it launched. The people who knew about Bitcoin were, select group of insiders or people extremely forward thinking or early adopters like me who found out about it in 2014. That's not a fair launch, because a fair launch would indicate everybody knew about it at the same time and had the same opportunity, which is not true. And Bitcoin, further than that, some of these other, quote, fair launch cryptos, those aren't fair either. They reward people like Joe Paris. Joe Paris made over 100 grand on a, quote, fair launch crypto. Why? Because Joe, as an experienced digital marketer like me, as someone who'd been into crypto, I was big into getting Joe into crypto. And Joe lost 80 grand following he didn't follow my advice completely with Steam. I said to sell. I told him on the phone when he would have been in good profits. I said, you should sell all your Steam now. I'm selling all my Steam. It's going to tank after I tell everybody I'm selling. Joe held on and then dumped it at the bottom. So I tried to help him avoid losing 80 grand, but he learned from that. And Joe found a fair launch project and was one of the very first people to buy it and then sold it when it topped. You might say, well, that's fair. He did his research. It's not fair. I mean, Joe has a superior wealth mindset to the average person. Joe has learned skills that are very valuable, has a business where he's made millions of dollars online. He's paid for someone like me. I mean, he's paid me a lot to coach him over the years. That's why we already had that relationship and did the videos together. Joe's in a position to succeed that most people are not in that position to succeed. So even these cryptos that are, quote, fair launches, that's a crap narrative. If you'd have bought ICP in 2017, I'm sure you would have thought it was fair that you could buy ICP at a few cents. So yes, ICP insiders got a whole lot of it. The price it's at today is more than fair. And it's not fair that you know about it while almost everybody else doesn't. But you, in my opinion, you clearly have a wealth building mindset to be here. Phil, thank you for the big first super chat you've ever dropped here. $19.99. You're in all the way on ICP thanks to you. Every coin you compare doesn't compare. Talk to you soon. Thank you, Phil, for the big 20 bomb. And going all in, like looking at Phil, going all in on something like this is scary. Because if I'm wrong, as someone said in my stream, you're going to lead all your sheep over a cliff. And that's why I invite you to think for yourself. Double check me, triple check me, look at it yourself, use it. I've taken a lot of time to use other crypto networks. I've used them myself. I've used a bunch of it. I've done a bunch of Ethereum transactions. I've played crypto games. I've used all kinds of crypto decentralized social medias. I've used so many different platforms. Nothing compares to ICP. ICP is, once you go ICP, you're not going to go back. Thank you, Phil, for the big 20 super chat, and Kenny Boys is still up there. So even like looking at, quote, fair launch cryptos, someone like Joe Paris, it's not a fair game if you're playing against Joe Paris. Joe Paris is equipped to win. And the people, buying in after Joe Paris were not equipped to win. They're just excited and like looking forward to the project. And when, Joe puts 10 grand in and then, hundreds of people buy a few hundred and Joe dumps his 100,000, you can say that maybe technically anyone could have bought. But you need to understand this whole, the game is not fair. If anything, it's rigged. And there are often little windows of opportunity that you can jump through where things are stacked in your favor. Like if you'd have found out, I wish I'd have found out about ICP in 2017 and locked in that seed round, but I wasn't doing my crypto research thoroughly enough. I was too busy. Instead of trying to find Internet Computer in 2017 and looking at where was the future going, I was busy pumping and dumping altcoins. And because of that, I missed out on grabbing ICP at 3 cents. But I'm glad today I have a chance to get it at $3. Exactly. Bobby says you can't do anything right now on these networks outside of DeFi. You can do email, social media, streaming, DeFi, messaging, blogging, gaming, data storage. You can do all that on ICP, which, you know, some of you have seen this presentation several times. Like, you know, I finally put all these things in one presentation because I couldn't even remember them. Like, I could not remember all the stuff you could do on ICP. HD Crypto, thank you for the $5 super chat that says, "In Jerry we trust." Holy crap, you all have given $192 in chat revenue. 6 new members today. You all have really went nuts. Crypto Quantum says, "You're the only one shilling ICP." I was a couple of months ago. There was Bobby. Bobby O was making videos about ICP. Blockchain Pill was making videos about ICP. And there were a few others. I believe Scott said you were making videos before, but since I've started making them, you decided there's no point. What has happened is a lot of people, it seems, watch my videos that are crypto YouTubers, and a bunch of them have made videos. I've seen videos from House of Crypto, did a video about Internet Computer, and was kind enough to shout me out. So I'll return the favor, and I'll show his video here. I don't shout people out unless I like what they said and I'd like to, you know, I feel comfortable recommending them. Kenny Boy NYC, thank you very much for becoming a member today as well, on top of the huge amounts of super chats. So look at this video House of Crypto made 2 weeks ago. And if we look in the video, he was kind enough somewhere in the video to directly shout me out for it. Hopefully I'm remembering this video accurately, but he did a video dedicated to Internet Computer right here. Maybe he did more than one of them even. He did an entire video dedicated to Internet Computer right here. Maybe it was a different one he shouted me out. Now, he did a video 3 months ago about Internet Computer. Here, maybe it's this one. So House of Crypto, here it is. Here's where he shouted me out. So House of Crypto has done multiple videos about Internet Computer. And he was kind enough to show it off on his channel right here. The video I did where I researched Internet Computer Protocol 100 hours. So, I mean, this guy's got 47,000 subscribers. Like, this is a sizable crypto YouTuber. If you look, he did a video 3 months ago, 1 month ago, 7 months ago. So I did one like 7 months ago about it also. He's done a bunch of videos about Internet Computer. So, and here's another one that was well done. What's the dude's name? What is his name? Oh, there's another one. What was the other guy's name that he did a video? Yes, so Video Game Time Warp says it's amazing. Jerry's conviction. Virtual bacon, that's right. Video Game Time Warp says Jerry's conviction on ICP is paying off. He took a risk only covering ICP. It took his audience a while to catch on. I still think we're still really early in this. I was promoting Dash really hard for several months. And it's amazing how long stuff takes. I think we've got the tip of the iceberg. Because what happens, I when I dedicate my channel to covering internet computer, other crypto YouTubers are not necessarily watching like every video, but they catch my videos sometimes. Here's the one Virtual Bacon did on internet computer. Where is it? Is it a live stream? Where's it? Yeah, so here it is. So Virtual Bacon, this guy has 100,000 subs. He's grown his channel. How long has this channel been around? 2019. Oh, I didn't realize it'd been around that long. So he's grown quite a bit lately. Look at his video called Top 3 Web Cryptos. He streamed this a month ago. And I'm happy to see how many views this one got. He covered internet computer for the majority of his video here. So he made a video talking a lot about internet computer. But what you'll notice also is a lot of people don't want to go all in talking about internet computer, because you often will get a lot more views like going around and talking about other cryptos. Although based on this one, I don't know, Virtual Bacon, if I was you, I'd make another internet computer video. But, you know, he's making videos like about crypto gaming. So the internet computer is getting talked about a lot. Six Figs, I just followed Six Figs on X. I would love to get Dominic for an interview. That said, I've watched, a lot of people have already interviewed Dominic, and clearly his time is pressed. So I understand if he's not available for one. I submitted a request to them to have me interview Dom or Jan, so I would love to do that. So yeah, both Virtual Bacon and House of Crypto made videos on ICP that were... Oh, alright, so look, Jake Gordon Crypto just made one on ICP 4 days ago on internet computer. So you got to really look up internet. Let's look at who else has made videos on internet computer recently. I can't blind share my screen without risking, you know, I got in trouble before for what I shared on the screen accidentally on stream. So I'll check it. Phil, another $19 super chat. That puts us over 200 in chat revenue in one stream, which is incredible. A dream come true. If you'd have told me, and this is why you need the long view on stuff. If you'd have told me in 2011 when I started my YouTube channel, and it was very difficult to get anyone besides my friends to watch my videos. So like 10, 20 views. And if I did, I got one video, a few more views, but everybody hated it. Like, I mean, it was like 10 likes, all my friends, like 90 dislikes. I was making fun of a court case that people were really triggered out. And if you'd have told me that in 12 years, people will give you $200 in a single live stream within 2 hours, it would have seemed unimaginably good. Like, that's ridiculous. And that's reality today, thanks to all of your generosity. And what I'm seeing is I want to build a future that's ridiculously good. And internet computer has technology that can help with that. Because the main problem with our centralized internet infrastructure is that we can't share ownership. That when Amazon makes a profit, unless you're one of the relatively small amount of people holding Amazon stock, you don't make a profit. With ICP, we can all share in the value of the infrastructure with the ICP token, and that's what's so cool. The people all over the world can buy the ICP token. Anyone that can buy Bitcoin can swap it directly on internet computer, even if they can't buy internet computer itself. And with all the airdrops and stuff and the apps building on internet computer, you can earn crypto, and the airdrops on internet computer are going to be insane. Because the technology is so much better, it's real easy to do all kinds of airdrops and giveaways on internet computer. And anyone in the world can just put in, you know, somebody in a country, I don't want to name any in particular to make people either feel good or feel bad, but somebody in a country that's really in poverty they could get $10, $20 and lock it away for 8 years on Internet Computer. And when it 100x's, like, that could change their entire life. Whereas, I mean, to be fair, when Internet Computer 100x's, it's not going to change my life that much. It's not going to do hardly anything. I mean, what am I going to do when Internet Computer 100x's that I'm not doing today? Nothing. Except I'll do like video after video, like the title, I told you so. See, I told you so. Just like really in your face, obnoxious titles, but let's see what other people are talking about on internet. Oh, here's all right. Here's a cool one. I need to watch this one. So this guy did one called Crypto Tier List, and the only S one he's got is on the top. You know, if you see me do a video like that, if my thumbnail looks like this, I can't stand to talk about these other cryptos. That kind of looks like Solana. So that's a cool one. Here's an interesting one. So Gerhard says Internet Computer's the worst. I actually want to watch this because I've watched some of his videos and I actually like it. So if you search Internet Computer, you got Blockchain Pill, makes great videos, quality videos. He puts a lot more time and effort into his than I do into my videos. I mean, I just freestyle, do mine. I've done so many videos, it comes naturally. All right, let's see what else we got on here. So you got Jake Gordon says this is the next 100x. House of Crypto, this could be the ultimate investment. Here's a great one to watch with Dom. I'm pretty sure I actually watched this. I don't know why it shows that I haven't watched it. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and watch that. Let's see what else there is. So here's more. All right, so the Blockchain Boy, why Internet Computer could change everything. And, you know, Blockchain Crypto here, how much will ICP be worth? I watched this one. Oh, so Dow King did a video a month ago and shouted me out also. So much love to Dow King. Dow King shouted me out on his. He did a review on this as well. So you can see there's other people you can watch. Hey, what's up, Nicholas? Nice to see you here. Thanks for watching. Yeah, you'd like to send me an NFT? I'll get you a plug address. I'll get a plug address at some point. I've got one on here. I haven't used it in a little bit. Daz says, don't have more kids if your marriage is on the rocks. My wife says absolutely no more kids, so that's not going to be an issue. Yeah, House of Vibes says, Jan will definitely have time for me. That'd be great. So, I mean, most days, you know, some people in my family say that I have the happiest marriage they've ever seen. You know, we have challenging days also. That said, it has been really good most of the time. And, you know, I hope to have a great relationship, you know, going forward. I just keep it real with you all. Like, the only real value I can offer is my experience plus my integrity. Lots of people have one or the other. You know, they have integrity, but without the experience, they don't know what they're talking about. And a lot of people with experience, then it's... Look, if I wanted to make a lot of money doing this, you all have given hundreds of dollars today, which is incredible. It's also a little unusual. Like, you know, most of the live streams, the median amount's like $5 or $10. So y'all have really... Y'all getting paid today or something? What's going on? And if I wanted to make a ton of money, I wouldn't do what I'm doing now. I know what I'd do. I'd make videos on all these different altcoins, shill all of them, and then send you to an exchange with a copy trade link, and then I'd make hundreds of thousands a month off of that. But I'd feel like crap about it, so therefore I wouldn't do it. So I want you to make money. If you make money, then maybe you'll listen to my music. Maybe you'll listen to my music if you make money on Internet Computer. My music's actually awesome. All right, some of you might think it sucks, but here's a video if you want to hear some AI music. This is really cool. On my Jerry Banfield channel, I listen to AI music for 12 hours. This has hundreds of different styles of music, all made by AI. It's great for studying or for a long drive. It's all instrumental, so no lyrics. And I have dance music on here, and I have inspirational videos on like regular life topics, you know, how I protect my mental health. This Madeline's dance video was awesome. I'm gonna do a contest one day on this video to see what, if you can figure out what she really did. The goal is to make stuff that's really useful for you. If I make things that are really useful for you and I help you to have a better life, then everyone on the world benefits from that. So I think it's about time to wrap up. I think we've had a good chat. I think we've kind of peaked here, don't you? Like, I think it's time to wrap up and head offline now. Video Game Timeworks had a lot of great comments today. It says, the ICP community is strong. Just be careful with scammers and scam coins. Yeah, that is the unfortunate. The better something does, the more scammers and spammers will be attracted to it. And some of the apps on internet computers, since there's reverse gas fees, they have to figure out how to scale carefully because, yeah, if you get a bunch of bots and scammers, it can blow. Bots and scammers can really destroy apps on ICP that, you know, are not prepared for them. All right, so I'll wrap this up. I'll review an altcoin on my second channel. So I have a crypto reviews channel where on this channel, I talk about the cryptos I love, which is almost all ICP. I have a second channel I started, and the entire purpose of this channel is just to rip on altcoins that suck by name, that are overvalued. And I'll do a poll. Let me know in the comments what video. I'll do a quick live stream on this channel and we'll review another crypto. Dallas says, my intuition tells me to invest in something for the first time. Maybe I'm here for a reason. My intuition's been screaming internet computer for the last several months. And my intuition has generally guided me really well. It's guided me to enter low, exit at the top consistently. But your intuition is also guided by your own, what is that word? Intention. So if your intention is to get rich quick, your intuition will match that. If your intention is to complain and whine about how you're in poverty, unfortunately, your intuition will match that. My intention is to build a world full of wealthy people. That is my intention. And the clearer I've been about that intention, the more all the other cryptos have fell away, and internet computer is like all I can think about. Yeah, I said Algorand is okay, but that was before I went all in on internet computer. I'd say compared to internet computer, Algorand sucks. I did Cardano on my other channel. You can always just search. You can always just search Jerry Banfield with the name of any crypto. Bobby O. Yes, Bobby O. I have his video up to watch next. Bobby O does some great internet computer videos. So Bobby O's been here. Today he dropped a super chat. I still need to watch this one he did. But you see, I watched this last 3 here. And this was some really good information that I did not know about. And this is why you want to follow multiple people and have lots of sources of information. Bobby O had some really good updates right here about Origin and ICP and real-world assets. I had not even talked about this until I watched his videos. I watched his videos, did some of my own research, watched some other related videos. And I was like, wow, Bobby O really nailed this one. And what I love, you can see, I mean, look at Bobby O's community posts. I mean, he's probably stacked more internet computer than me. You know, he shows the internet computer he's buying each day. He bought some open chat too, and Bobby O has shared me multiple times on his channel, which I really appreciate. Bobby shared my video here about NFT. So Bobby suggested somebody should make this video. Within 24 hours of seeing his video, I made this video, and then he shared it. And he's got a backup channel too. I didn't know that. So what crypto do you really want me to review next? Douglas says if you keep talking trash on your wife, you won't live to dissolve your ICP. I mean, I'm frustrated and annoyed with my wife right now. That's just honest. My wife's not the kind who would. My wife is a good person. My sponsor said that one of his ex-wives told him when they started dating that she had buried one of her ex-husbands on purpose, and you know, he'd be next if he didn't watch it. I was like, wow, that's wild, you know what I'm saying? That's wild. Fana, thank you for another 10 euro super chat. And I'm glad that me being a sincere YouTuber is being translated. I feel very vulnerable going all in on ICP because, yeah, if this doesn't work out, I'm getting annihilated. Maybe my music channel will survive, but my 2 crypto channels will be dead. I'll just need to delete them because if ICP doesn't work out, I'll have so many blatantly wrong videos that I wouldn't want anybody to watch that I'll have to delete them. So I'm really going all in on ICP. And you know what? I haven't bought any ICP in a couple of days. Y'all have given so much today. I'm gonna use what you've given me to buy some ICP. How much ICP should we buy today? 100, 150? What do you think? And what coin do you want me to review? Yeah, we had some conversations earlier about that. You think, oh, a chain link? I did a chain link. How long ago was that? Whatever, we'll put a poll up. I did a chain link review 2 months ago. So I did one pretty recently. Lisa, you want $100? ICP is on bull? It is. All right, what crypto do you want to review next? Chainlink I just did a couple of months ago. XYO? I haven't heard that one before. DYDX? By the max? Oh, let me see. I've been putting so much in my bank. I've been putting so much into ICP. Linky stinkies, it does. The graph I've reviewed also. I reviewed the graph. So if you just Google any of them. Yeah, Chainlink XRP. I've not done an XRP. I would love to rip XRP again. Oh, so the last time I did a video about XRP, I actually did a little bit of a trick video. So I did a video with the XRP $100, a music video. And I talked about, oh, XRP $100, like, and then like a third of the way through the song, I just trashed it after that. And this one, I trashed XRP 4 months ago. Should we trash XRP again? Should we trash XRP again? Here, how about, it'd be nice to do one I haven't done before. So let me start a poll with all the things you're in there. Oh, the funded app, the ICP crowdfunded app, that would be good. I need to actually look at it first, don't I? All right, let's DYDX. Y'all voted on that before. DYDX. Yearn I have not done. What was that other one? Near? I've done Near pretty recently. Near I did 4 months ago with my shirt off, so that was cool. Polkadot, I've done Polkadot multiple times. I did Polkadot 3 months ago, gave it 2 stars. Jump token? I don't think I've done jump token. So my opinion's pretty much the same. If I haven't... My opinion's pretty much the same on most of these. I'll put jump. Did I do flux? I did flow. I did flux also. So I did it's amazed. Tau? You mean BitTensor Tau? Because I ripped BitTensor Tau. I couldn't stand that one. Hot or not? Have I done a video about that one yet? AP XR, the XRP soldiers do come for me. I've put up a couple of videos crashing XRP already. But some of you that I'm talking to on one-on-one calls like are holding more XRP than ICP. I'm like, that's not a good idea. DSO, I have not done an updated DSO review. I did several DSO reviews earlier. I reviewed DSO 3 months ago. Stacks, I think I've done stacks. It's like I said, I've done hundreds of crypto video. I did stacks already. Pepe, I did Pepe already too. I made several videos saying Pepe sucks. Aptos did that one. I've not done one about Aptos. All right, let me put I've not done a recent review of Aptos. All right, polls up. I took your things you chatted about. I sold my DSO because internet computer is so much better. Like there's no reason for it. Lisa, the dance music is, most people watch the stream after I'm live, and the music really annoys the heck out of people on there. I will review some more I need to research the ICP projects more before I review them, because I can easily just look at a crypto and review it first impression. But for an ICP project, I don't want to do a halfway done job reviewing. Since I'm in the ICP community, I want to make sure to do more thorough reviews of projects, so I need to research them more before I do a video about them. Whereas these other cryptos are so bad, I can just take 15 minutes to destroy them. So it looks like Aptos is off to a great start right here. So I think we'll do an Aptos review. And most of the other cryptos you've asked for, just search it. I've already done it. So let's deposit $100. Lisa said $100. Let's buy $100 more ICP today. Let's see. I'm going to buy $100 on Coinbase right now. I'm going to withdraw it right now and put it on Internet Computer. So we're going to buy $100 in the background. I did EGLD or Multiverse X. I did that already. We're going to buy $100 more off of the generosity in your super chats. We're going to buy that right now in ICP. The price said $369. You know, every time I go to buy ICP, my own videos annoy me. I'm like, man, if I wasn't talking about this all the time, the price might be lower. But since I gotta constantly talk about it, ICP, the price keeps going up. Kelly, you listened to the little Titanic one? All right, my order for 27 ICP was filled on Coinbase. I bought $99, paid a 40-cent fee on Coinbase. I'm going to transfer this out to my ICP wallet, and I'll show it to you in the wallet. You saw before I had like 40-something ICP just sitting around. I'll put it in the wallet right here. It's super fast. Kelly, I'm glad you're listening to the music. You're one of the few that listens to the music. All right, we'll wrap this poll up in just a minute. Aptos is winning. If you'd like DYDX or Yearn, those are also... I could review those. I really appreciate each of you who's hung around here so long. I'm grateful to be on this journey with you. Let's withdraw my ICP right now. So we're going to withdraw max ICP, send it to myself, and preview send. Send now. Enter my 2-factor code. All right, my friends, we just stacked $100 more ICP right now today. And it looks like Aptos has a strong lead, so we'll end the poll in a minute or two. All right, my friends, we got 27 more ICP. It's crazy how fast that, I'll show you the proof of it. It's crazy how fast that hit my wallet. That I put that 100 in and it was like instantly withdrawn from Coinbase. It's amazing. Chris says, don't sleep on data and real world assets cryptos. And Internet Computer is the best data and real-world asset crypto I see. Aptos has got a lot of votes. All right, thank you. We'll do that one next. I did a Polygon review. Am I going to have 100K subs soon? I forgot to share this. I forgot to share my live stream out on to the Internet Computer Protocol. Should we stake this too? Sure. Should we stake all of it? And then I won't have any, maybe I'll stake like 60. All right, so let's stake this too. So I'm going to add this to my existing stake. So we're going to stake neurons. We'll stake we'll stake like, I want to have some in case I want to buy anything else. So we'll stake like 50 more ICP right now. We'll stake like 50 more ICP. I'll put XYO on my wallet. I'll put XYO on my wallet along with, I already did, I did a review of Filecoin. So we're going to stake this right now. Max dissolve delay. All right, my friends, this ICP is getting locked up. 8 years is practically forever at this point, right? Like, it's practically forever. If you want a guaranteed crypto review, you can always schedule a one-on-one call with me. I know that's much pricier. So what I'm going to do now is merge neurons. So I'm going to take... So you need to select the first one, merge into the second one. So I'm going to merge this neuron into my existing one. My age bonus will roll back slightly because it's a brand new neuron. So my age bonus will roll back to 10 days. So I'm going to merge my neurons here into this new one. Bobby O, I hope you were here when I gave you, I don't know, like a 3 to 5 minute shout out on the live stream. I scrolled through all your posts and your videos and encourage people to watch your videos. So I'll share Bobby out again. If you want ICP content, Bobby's got some great information. So I was just saying how I liked Bobby, how you show when you're stacking ICP on your channel. So I just put 50 more ICP in right now during this live stream. And my goal is at least 3,000 staked for 8 years. So right now we got about 750 or so more to stack to get, is that right? Yeah, we got about, no, that's 500. Yeah, about 750 more to stack to get to 3,000. Yes, ICP can replace like any payment processor. It's amazing. Never want the principal back, just the rewards income. That's the thing, like the rewards income is so potentially good. It's like, I want to just leave that principal and not touch it. All right, so Aptos, I'll do a review on Aptos. Thank you for all the votes. I'm going to wrap this live stream up. It's getting to the point where it's kind of unwatchable for a lot of people. It's so long afterwards. So I'm going to go live now on my crypto reviews channel where I trash cryptos that I think are bad. I mean, give my honest opinion about other cryptos, most of which suck. So I'll go live, do a short stream, talk about Aptos on that channel. And shout out everybody here. Thank you for the massive amounts of super chats. 7 new members, including Kenny Boy NYC, Lisa's 5 gift subs. Kelly dropped a gift sub, I believe, also. Lisa and Kenny Boy with the big super chats. Bobby O with the super chats. Tons of super chats. Fana with the super chats. Multiple super chats. Phil Barron. I will put Super Farms Elliott coin on my list of stuff to review. So I've got a list of coins to review. Video game Time Warp. Thanks for all the great chats. HD Crypto. Who else dropped super chats? Hope I missed somebody, but yeah, everything does suck compared to ICP. Michael, nice to see you today. Lisa, oh, you can get your t-shirt. Yeah, I'll send you a link to that. All right, I love you each. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll be on the Crypto Reviews channel in a minute.